Thank you for joining me for a new moon in Pisces yoga practice. We'll be doing pranayama, breathing practices, and mudra, hand gestures, because this is the end of a cycle, and Pisces is the ocean into which we all dissolve. It's the ocean in which all of the zodiac signs dissolve before they rise again in fire with Aries. And as such, this time is an invitation to introvert a little bit and do some self-discovery work where we dive into the subconscious. So if your dream work is really good right now, unraveling patterns is also really good. So we're going to start with the breath that is called in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the breath of psychic power. And this is the Ujjayi breath. So I'll teach it simply and then I'll add complexities on top of it, which you are welcome to join in those complexities or not. So we start first with just a simple breath, noticing how your breath is flowing in your body. And then with the exhale, make a sound as though you're fogging up a mirror. You could even place your hand in front of your mouth. This is a nice noisy breath. And now notice what you're doing with your throat to make that noise, and see if you can sustain that engagement on the inhale. So you're breathing through your throat. Now, continue the breath through the throat, but close the lips. And it's as though you are siphoning the breath into the body. Keep breathing. And as you're breathing, slow the breath even more. The next level of this breath is retention. So at the end of the inhale, pause. Pause for as long as feels comfortable, and then release nice, long, slow Ujjayi breath out. Inhale again. Pausing at the top. Hang out in that pause as long as your body would like. Exhale with Ujjayi. Keep breathing now. The third eye center, the sixth chakra, Ajna chakra. This is the third eye, the inner eye. It's the eye that perceives with wisdom, discernment, clarity, intuition, inner knowing. So as you're breathing, bring your attention to your third eye center, that Ajna chakra. Sometimes it helps to lightly, with your ring finger, draw a little circle on your third eye center. And then bring the hand away, but let your attention remain at that third eye center. To this, we can add Mula Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha. So Mula Bandha is the pelvic floor lift. You might know it as a Kegel. It's not quite the Kegel, but Mula Bandha is the root lock, and it's a lifting of the pelvic floor, and it's a gentle lifting. We're not pulling and squeezing. It's a gentle lift. And then Jalandhara Bandha is right up here in the throat. It's a tilting down of the head, drawing back of the chin a little bit, and lifting the diaphragm of the throat. So it's almost like a half swallow. So we'll inhale, and then we engage on our retention. We engage that Mula Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha and retain the breath. And then to exhale, release the bandhas. So you're inhaling. At the end of the inhale, pause, lift the pelvic floor, and engage the throat lock. And you're a container of energy here, holding this energy in the torso. Attention still on the third eye center. And then release the locks to exhale. Let's keep going. Now, if you'd like to this, we can add a mudra. It's the mudra called Naga mudra. Naga is a serpent, and like the serpent, we're going down below the surface, delving into the subconscious mind to uproot subconscious patterns. You may not be ready for this, so don't. You don't need to. So for this mudra, we'll take the right hand in front of the heart, left hand comes behind it to support, and the left thumb folds into the palm, and the right thumb over the top. We continue. Ujjayi breath with the lock, with the retention, with the locks, and with the mudra. If you're not doing the retention or the locks, you can hold the mudra while you Ujjayi breathe. Keep breathing. Ujjayi means, we often call it victorious, but a more literal translation of the word Ujjayi means freedom from bondage. So freedom from the thought patterns that keep you locked into lower mind thinking, that keep you constricted in your ego. It is freedom from the bondage of other people's thoughts. Maybe somebody told you something about you, maybe a judgment when you were young, and you've continued to believe that about yourself, even though it's not really true. This is the practice to set the mind free. Let's take 3 more breaths here. When you finish your 3rd breath, release your hands, release the breath, release any effort here as we rest in the remnants, in the freedom that Ujjayi Pranayama brings us. And then continuing with our new moon in Pisces work, another practice, another technique needed is that of compassion. So it's compassion for others, compassion for ourselves. It's this compassion that's born out of our psychic powers, gives us maybe a window into what other people are experiencing. And when we know the root causes for why somebody might be behaving the way they're behaving, we can have compassion for them. And compassion doesn't mean excusing wrong actions. And when I say wrong, I mean literally wrong according to society and legal dictates. Doesn't excuse that behavior. We can still hold people accountable and be compassionate. We can have kindness and hold someone accountable. I call it accountability with grace. So we can have compassion for ourselves as we've made a mistake and yet still experience the consequences and still dole out the consequences. But we can do so without a mentality of punishment, without a mentality of anger or hatefulness or greed or whatever reason we may be meting out consequences for someone's action. So this is to develop that sense of compassion. And the mudra is Karuna mudra. So you'll take your left hand so that it's cupped a little bit and it's facing the heart. The right hand is going to cup as well. The right fingertips are in the center of the palm, and we rest the mudra at the heart. Eyes soft. And as we breathe here, we begin to invite, invoke, connect with the light of compassion. As we are connecting, welcoming compassion, it might support your practice to visualize compassion, feel compassion. Maybe it has a particular feeling. Maybe it has a color. Maybe there's a specific image. Maybe it's simply the repetition of the word compassion. We each connect with things in our own way, so we allow that connection to happen. And so as we hold this mudra, we're going to use the mantra of Hrim. And Hrim is a mantra that connects with goddess energy, that mother energy, that support. And when I say mother, I mean like mother is attentive, mother is home, mother is supportive, mother is compassionate. It's the archetype of mother. Some of us didn't have mothers like that. Some of us didn't have mothers at all, but we've all had somebody show up in our lives that was that mother energy. Mother Mary is a beautiful example of the compassionate mother energy. So we'll do this real soft, slow, and meditative like. Hrim. Hrim. As we use that sound of Hrim, we're lengthening out the im part, ending with a hum. And a humming breath, there's actually research on a humming breath and how it supports our nervous systems. Inhaling. Ring. 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 Let's do 3 more. Ring. 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 And when you finish your 3rd breath, releasing the hands, palms open again. Maybe the seed of compassion has been planted deeply in the psyche. Self-compassion and compassion for others. Compassion and forgiveness for ourselves as we wade through, dive deep, and unwind the patterns that are binding us. For our last practice for this new moon in Pisces, we'll do a mantra. This is the Loka mantra. It means, may all beings everywhere have and know peace. So I'll share the mantra with you, and then there is a series of mudras that goes with it. Thank you to Integrative Yoga Therapy, Joseph and Lillian LePage for that. So this is the mantra. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. The mudras for this practice, it's Hakini mudra for Loka, Lokaha. Dharma Pravartana mudra. So it's the heels of the hands, all of the fingers touching for Samastaha. Hansi mudra. So all of the fingertips touching the thumbs, pinky fingers extended. Suki no. And then we close with Hridaya mudra. Right hand to the heart, left hand over the top. Bhavantu. So let's try it. I'll do it a number of times so you can get the rhythm, you can get the words, you can get the mudras, and then take it internally. Lokaha samastaha sukino bhavantu. 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 May all beings everywhere know freedom, be free from suffering. And may I, in some way, contribute to that freedom. And if meditation, stillness is arising, remain for as long as you'd like. While I exit with a deep gratitude from my heart Thank you for this privilege of guiding you through a compassion-based practice. I will see you again very soon. Why?